So I saw today on LinkedIn the craziest story about someone who got scammed when they were hunting for a job. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the LinkedIn post for you. And this is a PSA for all job hunters to please be wary, with giving out your personal information. And I'll share with you the situation that this person was in. So this person posted, "I got scammed over a job offer. On August 5th, I got an invitation to interview for a remote product design manager position at Splunk, which, if you don't know, is a really big tech company, from info@splunkcareers.us. So one, these scammers, they used an email address that kind of sounds legit, to be honest. To her university email, it states that I was fast-tracked to an interview because of my Angel List profile. Angel List is a third-party, I believe, platform or application where you can submit your information for job hunting. And then it says, I scheduled an interview with an alleged Splunk HR member. I even looked up his profile on LinkedIn to make sure I was talking to a real person. After the Skype chat interview, I was told to be online next Monday. I received the offer and was requested to fill and sign the employment contract, background check, etc. Later that week, I had a chat with the alleged CIO of Splunk, who briefed me on the equipment that they would need. Long story short, she was told to go buy some Apple products like iPhone 13 Pro, Apple Watch, Microsoft, whatever. And then the finance department will send her the company account information to purchase the items, but they told her that they would reimburse her through this bank account information that they shared with her, but she would have to use her personal personal payment to pay for these products. And then she was told that she needs to send all of these products that she just bought from Apple through UPS to the company itself, to the IT help center, so that they can put on the company logos and stuff like that. So during this interaction with people, she actually felt that there was a gut feeling that something wasn't right, and she reached out to an HR person at Splunk via LinkedIn. I think she just probably searched this person up, and they also checked with their friends and family. And basically, the person from Splunk was able to confirm that this is not what Splunk does, this is not their company email, etc. So she thankfully was able to freeze her credit card as well as report the identity theft incident, etc. This is such, to me, a very elaborate scam that I've personally never heard of, hence why I'm making this video so that you can know about it, and it really scared me. First of all, using an almost believable company email, reaching out to this person by using names of people who actually exist on LinkedIn at the actual companies that they're pretending to be. Obviously, there are a couple of red flags that she also mentions after writing this post that she maybe should have known, but I just wanted to put it out there that anyone can be susceptible to scams or to being tricked or whatever when you are in a vulnerable position like her, who was job hunting. This was sent to her student email. I don't really care what anyone has to say about, oh, she should have known better, oh, maybe she should have seen the signs. No, let's just forget about that. First of all, let's have empathy towards this person. She did the right thing. She checked her gut feeling and was able to not fall into too big of the trap at that point. If I was in the position of looking for a job, really hopeful and excited when a big company reaches out to me and going through an interview process and feeling successful and happy to start my new job, people take advantage of feelings like that. This makes me crazy, livid, beyond belief. Because as scammers do, I suppose, they target the most vulnerable people, and that's how, I guess, people get scammed. And I'm also just gonna share a few tips that maybe will help you recognize some of these red flags if you're ever in this type of situation, right? So first of all, never, ever trust anyone who asks you to pay upfront for something. No legitimate company would ever ask you to pay for something before you even join the company. I mean, that honestly doesn't make sense. Perhaps there's startups that may make you do that, but again, if it's a huge company like Splunk, as she thought it was, that I just don't think that's possible. So just be wary if that ever is a thing, that it shouldn't be a thing. Second, so I think that when you're using third-party sites like AngelList to give out your information and to say that you're a job seeker. Obviously, hopefully this will never happen to you, but it does put you in a vulnerable place. But if you are interested in applying to companies, I highly recommend you go through reliable methods. For example, applying directly through company websites, or if there's a verified LinkedIn account from that company, they'll post jobs there. I think that this person was headhunted through their student email directly, so it doesn't apply to her, but be wary of any emails in general that I think come into your inbox. And then if you are not sure about an email address that seems kind of real, but maybe it could be fake, like her, maybe reach out to someone on the HR team of the company that these people are claiming to be at. Third, as I just mentioned, I think that there's a lot of HR people and recruiters and sourcers for different companies on LinkedIn, and this is a great tool to reach out to someone if you feel like something was not right. When I was working at Google, if I got a message like this with someone asking hey, is this a legitimate email from Google, I would definitely take the time to answer that, and I don't think people would not answer you, because it also helps their company, right, to stay legitimate with their hiring practices. So don't hesitate to reach out to people and utilize LinkedIn as a tool if you feel like you need to check your gut feeling about this. So another point that I didn't read because it was long, but we'll say that she basically said she was fast-tracked to an interview. She did one interview and then she got an offer. I think you should think of this as a red flag as well if you go directly to an offer with just one interview. It's not every single time. It's not a red flag every single time only to have one interview. But I think I can safely say nowadays that it will require at least a few interviews to actually go through interview process. It could be a first recruiter screening call. It could be a couple of interviews with your potential peers, with your hiring manager. Usually hiring practices unfortunately do take quite a long time. Even the fastest I've heard of is 3 or 4 days or a week, but still doing 5 interviews in between. So long story short, don't trust any company if it sounds too good to be true and that you get an offer in just one interview. Big companies are way too bureaucratic and have too many rules to just pass someone with an interview with one. So this is definitely a red flag. And then lastly, I just want to say, be careful sharing your personal information. Even with legitimate companies, even when I get offers from companies, I have been very hesitant to share any detailed information like my government issued ID numbers and bank account statements and stuff like that to employers. I always ask them what the specific reason is for knowing that type of information that they are requesting, and then also check the method in which that they are asking. Is it just over text? Is it over a call? Is it in an actual sheet? Be careful with the information that you share. Job hunting is already freaking impossible and sometimes really, really hard. And I don't mean to make this video to scare anybody, but I cannot imagine wanting to find a job and putting in time and work only to be scammed like this. And I do not want you to go through that. So that's why I made this video. Thanks so much for listening, and please share this story with other people if they're on the job hunt so that they can be aware of this too and be careful. All right, thanks for listening, guys. Bye.